Tony Khan has launched an attack on two WWE legends, and I think it's fair to say that this man, if you can call him that, this man-child has finally lost the plot. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and as you know, Triple H is the guy that runs things in WWE. Tony Khan is the guy that runs things in AEW. Perhaps he should change his name to Triple D, because he's deranged, he's delusional, and he is a big fucking dumbass for the stuff that he's been coming out saying lately, just burying WWE, trying to do anything he can to make AEW look better than it is, just constantly living in denial. First attacking Triple H, then attacking Shawn Michaels, attacking Vince McMahon, all because WWE is doing better than his shitty little shows, having a breakdown because WWE is running shows on Saturdays the same day as Coalition, and now the guy has decided to attack John Cena and The Undertaker due to the ratings on NXT. So this is what Tony Khan had to say on Twitter. Now this guy's had a lot to say on Twitter. He came out the other day, said Shawn Michaels had no chance of being Booker of the Year after last night's show. Then last night's show went on to defeat and destroy AEW. NXT beat AEW by over 300,000 viewers. But did Tony Khan lay low? Did he go into silent mode? No. He's came out swinging. He's came out trying to drop bombs. And the only thing he's doing himself here is blowing himself up. So that's what Tony Khan had to say regarding the rating that NXT got on Wednesday night. And keep in mind, or Tuesday night even, but keep in mind, it's an NXT rating that defeated Dynamite by over 300,000. So that's what Tony Khan had to say. Quote, "This week, two active decade-long rating streaks from two great legends were ended. With all due respect, until this week's head-to-head AEW on TBS versus WWE on USA, neither John Cena nor The Undertaker had ever been on a WWE show with under 1 million total viewers, plus under 400k in the demo." End of quote. So Tony Khan has come out and he's basically bashed Cena. He's bashed The Undertaker for appearing on this show, and this show was unable to get over 1 million viewers, and it was unable to get over 400k in the demo. Now first, keep in mind that this show outdrew AEW by over 300k. This show got 921k, while AEW barely got 600. So this guy is bashing WWE NXT despite it wiping the floor with AEW in the ratings. And he's bashing John Cena and he is bashing The Undertaker despite the fact he's not acknowledging that this was the greatest rating that NXT's done in over 4 years. So the fact that The Undertaker and John Cena were on this show and it got the greatest rating it got in 4 years, shouldn't these guys be getting applause? Shouldn't we be saying, wow, look at that, John Cena and The Undertaker are actual draws. They have got the best NXT rating, not just of the year, but in 4 years, and they have destroyed AEW. Last week, NXT defeated Tony Khan's Dynamite by a small amount in the viewers. This week, thanks to Cena and Undertaker, they absolutely destroyed AEW in the viewership. But this guy is trying to attack, he's trying to downplay Cena, try to downplay The Undertaker, say that for the first time ever, both of them have been on shows with under 1 million viewers. Okay, that might be the case, but let's just keep in mind that this is WWE NXT. This is the development show. This is a development brand. It's not supposed to get massive numbers like Raw and SmackDown. Cena and Undertaker have been on this show and the numbers have massively increased. They've broken records that have been there for 4 years. So how can Tony Khan try and post that, spin that in a negative light? It makes absolutely no sense. Cena and Undertaker have massively brought the rating up but he is trying to downplay it because it didn't break 1 million. He says it didn't break 1 million and it done under 400k in the demo. But guess what? NXT done more views than AEW, and it did more in the demo than AEW. So if this guy's going to bury WWE's third show, their development brand, if he's burying their third show and he's burying 2 stars that made guest appearances on this show for not getting over 1 million viewers and for being under 400k in the demo, then what does that say about the so-called stars that AEW Dynamite have? What's that say about the likes of Daniel Bryan, that's claimed to be the best wrestler of all time, but on a big AEW Dynamite title Tuesday, a massive pay-per-view card that AEW put on, he could only get 600k. What's that say about him? What does this say about Edge, the guy that AEW's just brought in fresh? This guy's literally only been there for like a week and a half. Edge should be making the biggest impact he will ever make right now in AEW. And what did Edge do? This so-called legend. What did he do in the numbers? He done 600k and he done a demo a lot lower than NXT. So how can Tony Khan come out and criticise Cena, criticise Undertaker, just because WWE decided to bring on 2 legends? Alright, Cena was like advertised for the show. Undertaker was never officially announced. He was never officially acknowledged as being on the show. Yeah, there was rumours he was going to be there. Yeah, it said he was going to be there, but he was not a part of the show. He wasn't advertised for the show. There was just an announcement that Taker would be there on Tuesday night. That doesn't necessarily mean that he was going to be on the show, though. He was never booked for a match. He was never booked for a segment. AEW did. They promoted all their best guys. Edge, you name it. All the top guys that AEW had. Edge, Daniel Bryan. They put them all on display, and the ratings fucking sucked. So what's Tony Khan doing here? How's this guy come out and it's insane. NXT has beaten AEW by a massive amount, and this guy has tried to spin it to try and make WWE look negative. But doesn't he understand? This guy he's trying to bury WWE for not getting 1 million viewers, but AEW were massively under 1 million viewers. They were a lot closer to 500,000 than they were to 1 million. So if this guy's going to bury WWE, doesn't he realise that he's burying AEW? If he wants to bury John Cena and The Undertaker for not getting 1 million viewers, doesn't he realise that he's burying Daniel Bryan and Edge and the so-called legends that AEW have? Doesn't he realise that? He says that when was the last time John Cena and Undertaker were on a show with under 1 million viewers? Well, guess what, Tony? When was the last time Edge was on a show with under 1 million viewers? Because until Edge went to AEW, he wasn't on shows with under 1 million viewers, because every show he'd been on in WWE had over 1 million. So, I mean, why doesn't Tony Khan just look at himself? He wants to talk about Cena and Undertaker. Why not worry about your own stars, your own so-called legends that you brought in from the WWE, mind you? You're bringing in guys from the WWE. Let's be real here. Everyone that Tony Khan's got that's semi-fucking relevant is from the WWE. And how are those guys affecting the AEW ratings? How are those guys pushing AEW over 1 million? They're not. So yeah, I can't even believe this guy tweeted this, man. It's a fucking moron. This guy, it's crazy. This guy's a billionaire. And the guy's dad actually gave him all this money, put him in charge of all these things. I wouldn't let this guy run a fucking bath, man. This guy is delusional, and he's a man-child to date. He's a mong. This guy is so fucking unlikable. Say what you want about Vince McMahon. McMahon is a real fucking man. McMahon has got masculine traits. This guy is just a little fucking bitch, man. Fuck Tony Khan and his shite company, AEW. Anyway, guys, that's it. I cannot believe I had to actually verify that Tony Khan said this. I seen it being tweeted by someone else, and I originally thought Photoshop. I thought there's no way Tony Khan. AEW's not going to get destroyed in the ratings. And then this guy's not going to come out and try and spin that and try and bury Cena and Undertaker. And that's exactly what he's done. What a fucking loser. How much coke is this guy on? This guy must be drugged out his absolute tits to get on like this. It's embarrassing. Doesn't he understand that he's just making AEW look even worse than it looked the night before by coming out? And he's continuously bashing WWE for not getting the 1 million viewers when he was miles away from 1 million. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Tony Khan. This guy shouldn't be in charge of nothing. This guy shouldn't be on social media. His dad should step in. At least I will say that. You never really see his dad tweet anything like this. Tony Khan's dad should fucking take away his money, take away his toys, take away his phone. I don't know, maybe go and lock him in the attic for a bit and just have someone be his social media like presenter. Have someone do the Twitter and shit for him and promote for him, because this guy should not be allowed the ability to post tweets, because he's just making himself look like an absolute idiot with every single character that he posts on this app, whether it be Twitter, X, call it what you want. Anyway, guys, that's it. Been Fog Wrestling. We'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and peace.